Good afternoon, beautiful beings. Today we are doing a Breaking the Karmic Cycle pick a pile. As you can see, I have a couple piles here for you to choose from. These actually came out while I was pre-shuffling some of my decks. First, these two popped out and then this one behind it. So I decided to use those for the overall energies of the piles. In addition to the Seeker card that came out of my Archetypes deck. So I'm going to take this as the overall energy here, and I think that's appropriate for the Karmic Cycle reading. And it came up upright, so we're in the light attribute there, the thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. So I'd say that all of these piles are united in that energy, and they are big energies, as you can see, a couple of major arcana there. So go ahead and take a second, just take a nice deep breath and decide which pile you're called to. Perhaps that's multiple piles, and that's fine. That just might mean that there are messages in multiple piles for you. Think of any signs or symbols, songs, words that might resonate with you, pictures, animals, so that you know the message that comes up is specifically for you as well. And I will see you in a moment. Hello, pile one. You have chosen the Empress and the White Rose. I love this combination. I actually love the combination for all the piles because I just get a sense of a ton of growth here. And considering all the big energies that came out, if you're watching this right now, I'd say that you are definitely on a major path of growth right now and truly beginning to blossom. Out of all the roses I chose, this one, the White Rose, is really starting to come into its own, right? And I get a sense of purity and cleansing and beauty that goes with this card, this version of the Empress. And you don't have to necessarily be a woman to have been drawn to this pile, right? You could be a masculine who's really drawn to this aspect of their feminine energy. As you can see here, she's embodied this light blue garb, which to me, again, says someone who's really beginning to speak their truth. The flowers with the purple coloring, to me, is definitely intuition. So someone who's really kind of working in those upper chakras and embodying, you can see the little feminine symbol there, little lotus, who's really embodying, right, her feminine energy. Especially in today's world, women, we have a tendency to take on so many masculine roles and get stuck in constantly working in the analytical mind, the intellect, providing, and doing all these things that we tend to shirk our feminine self. And sometimes that can come from, trauma and being wounded in that energy, maybe as a younger woman, or even as a young man, right, who maybe wasn't allowed to express their emotions or feel any of those intuitive gifts, or what I'm getting. So if you are a man watching this, you really might have a strong spiritual gifts that maybe you were made to feel were inappropriate as a child, or that were suppressed by maybe some of the figures in your family or surroundings. But what I'm getting here is just this really soft aspect of innocence and truth and gentle, beautiful energy, an embodiment there. And I just love that. All right. So I started by using that seeker card, right? That seeking of truth, which I get that this person is embodying their truth. But now that they're beginning to embody that, they're thirsty for more. I'm getting, thirsty for more information and an understanding of information and maybe chain of events that led them to this point. And that's exciting. We're going to get a couple more of the archetype cards just to see what other energies this person's embodying. Then we're going to get some tarot. And what we're asking today is not only what cycles is this person still in, but what do we need to move forward? What do we need to move forward? So first, what other energies, archetypes is this particular individual embodying? Got the shadow attribute of the child, magical child. Look how those colors align right there. So I'm getting someone, yeah, who maybe, like I said before, someone who had a knowing as a child and who knew they were different and who had gifts and weren't allowed to use them or express them and use those gifts to survive, right? Traumatic childhood, abuse, where we become highly sensitive to the energy around us in order to navigate that energy. And what I love about this light pink lavender is I just get so much healing going on here. A softening, an overall softening. What else do we have here? We have the shadow aspect of the priest. Violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduced by your own spiritual role. And again, look at the blue, the truth. So while I say that this person's within this energy, what I get with this is not that someone's abusing it, but someone was made to feel that those gifts were maybe against the spiritual beliefs of those around them. So maybe someone in a church, right? Saying that things like that are evil or work of the devil. And then that truth was suppressed. And now we're healing that. So again, while the shadow aspects are coming up here, I just get this sense of this is actually what this person is coming out of, not what they're currently operating in. And usually I would read it. I would read it the other way, but I get a sense of this person coming out of that energy. Again, shadow attribute, hero and heroine. Yeah, someone becoming their own savior. I look at that. Look at the way the colors lined up with that original card. It's beautiful. That is beautiful. We're going to do it like this. So let's see here. We've got escapism and a false sense of heroism. So a little bit of victim mentality, and with escapism, so empath, spiritual people, definitely, I'm gonna call out my other Pisces and Cancers, Scorpios on this. Spiritual folks have a tendency towards those addictions, right? Those whether that be drugs, alcohol, addictive behaviors. That allow us to kind of feel something differently, or maybe block some of those gifts or get into the gifts, right? But I get again, while the shadow aspect is what came up here, I think all of this is someone who's coming out of that and they're seeking, right? For wisdom and truth wherever they are. So maybe recognizing all of that they went through as a child and what their truth really is and their gifts truly are. And that's beautiful. I absolutely love that. Let's pull some more tarot pull some tarot in general on more about this karmic cycle that this person is working through right now. Tell me more about this karmic cycle, because it looks like there's a lot of healing and growth. Purification is what I'm getting going on here. Purification. Spirit, what other messages do we have for this person? Temperance, angel, there we go. Beautiful. Look at more of that beautiful lavender, purple, blue. So this is someone who's working with their divinity, who's evolving, and her beautiful white gown, who's purifying those experiences, right? purified them like gold. It says in the Bible, you know, God tests and purifies his sons and daughters. Right? That's how you prove your faith. Right? Spirit tests us, as much as we hate to say it. Coins. Coins, coins, coins. 4 of coins. Looking at some different investments. And maybe you're learning how to use these gifts and where you want to invest them more. The King of Coins. All right. So this is stability. Someone who has maybe, I'm getting that. So the King of Coins, this can be definitely a spouse energy. Very stable. You know, he's invested and gathered his wealth, right? And he's ready to make an investment. He's slow and steady. I'm getting with this that this individual is healing all this, right? And is possibly looking at a way to make this a business, or that has maybe spent too much time in that masculine energy of work, intellect, right? Just like I said at the intro there, who has maybe taken on this very guarded, and you can see his armor there, very, very guarded masculine self, masculine role. And now is softening. I just get this softening embodiment of the feminine and finding balance in this. Swords, the Queen of Swords, interesting combination. The King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords in the upright, and again, more of that beautiful indigo, lavender, blue energy. That is really what, okay, so we have someone that's definitely been operating in their masculine energy for a long time, figuring out their stability, and is now coming to a place where they're healing. Like the Queen of Swords upright, she is balanced intellect, but she is also, you know, truth. She speaks the truth. And when she's upright, she does it kindly and gently. When she's in the reverse, that's not always the case. But you see how that aligns with that Empress card and that Temperance card. This is beautiful. This is beautiful energy here. This is, and you can see her little, the peacock and the blue stone there is someone who's demonstrating this on the outside as well, right? Whose third eye is opened, and that is her truth. Her spiritual gifts are her truth, and she speaks her truth, and she wears this beautiful robe of blue. There it is again, that robe of blue. And this one's a little bit more indigo. So this is just living and embodying that spiritual self in a tactful, lovely manner. King of Cups, wow. Wow. 2 huge, strong masculine energies here. And then the Queen of Swords. And the King of Cups, this is emotion, right? So to me, this, while they're not exactly the pair, right? They're not divine counterparts in that it's the King and Queen of Cups. There's some resonance between these 2 cards here, some balance. If you look at their headdresses and the colors, and this is emotion. And perhaps there's a pairing that is helping this feminine energy really embody her truth. But I also get this balance of masculine, feminine energy. So someone who is maybe operating in purely masculine energy before and denying the feminine aspects of oneself is now coming out. So the truth, the emotions, and all the growth that comes with it. This is just such a beautiful pile. Such a beautiful pile. And whoever's watching this should be really proud of themselves. So Spirit, give me a little bit more about what still needs to be healed here. Ooh, all right, okay. Cups, love. Wow. Wow. This is a love situation. This is true love that is healing this. And perhaps a choice. Maybe a choice between actually two masculines, a king of cups and a king of pentacles. But with this is true love. Wow, what a beautiful spread, beautiful spread. And I'm really getting that between this Queen of Swords and this King of Cups. You know, I'd say, you know, what does this pile need to break in terms of cycles? But I feel like this deck is broken. They are out there. And the only thing that we might still have some energy around are choices in love, right? Making the right choice based on one's truth, on emotion versus maybe what looks good. Because there was an investment behind here, right? That Four of Pentacles, someone kind of holding on some other choices. And this could really truly be the choice between deep emotional love and a stable, secure financial love. And that could definitely be the karma that we're making a decision between here. Spirit, give me two more. And then we're going to pull some more oracle cards here. Swords, she's bound. Okay. All right. Okay. Ooh, okay. All right. We'll take these two. Yeah. Bound by emotion, 10 of coins, stability. Stability and the High Priestess. Okay. All right. So to me, very clearly, this is someone who doesn't know the choice, or does know the choice, but maybe isn't seeing everything. So this is someone who's really starting to embody their feminine energy, but that is still making a choice in love. And the choice is between love and finances, you know, for love or for money. And it's, you know, wanting this stable future. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I'm getting the answer. You may not see it, but you know, right? There's that blue robe again, right? And I think maybe what's holding back this particular decision, if you look at the red ribbon around her eyes and her wrists, which is attached to the root chakra, are some of those pains from the past, right? Are some of those pains from the past. I'm getting a lot of Pisces, Scorpio, courthouse. Could very much be a divorce, a big change, which is causing instability. Change. Big change. What did I just say? Big change that's causing instability and making a choice between love or for money. Between love and money. And this is opening up to that guidance. That's stuff that you already know. It may seem a little foggy right now. It may not quite be clear, right? Because all this change, right? Look at the red and the red. All this change is triggering. It is triggering those fears of abandonment, of instability, of insecurity. But I truly believe, and I have to, you know, can't go wrong when it's for love. Look at all this beautiful truth coming through, all this beautiful truth. I feel like this person already knows the choice, right? High Priestess, she's an incredibly spiritual being. And that's what I get across the board here is very, very spiritual love and connection. Lovers, reverse. So this is a choice that's already been made. This person already knows. You already know. It's a choice in love. And you already know what it is. I had to look at the bottom of the deck. Main male. Marriage. I can't even, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna put that here. Courthouse. And while this may be a marriage going forward, I'm more so getting a divorce energy. So choosing to walk away from a marriage for this love here. Let's get a little bit more guidance. We're gonna go. Yeah. You know, there is nothing wrong with wanting a stable future. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Just who do you want it to be with? You know, who do you want it to be with? What's going to make you happy? I think you know exactly who this main man is. Right? Might just be scary stepping forward. Boop. Hidden knowledge, silent understanding. Yeah, spirit. 52-7. I feel like this is a redundant message for this pile. You absolutely already know the answer, so I'm only going to pull that one card. We're going to get a little bit of guidance from the twin flame, but you already know. I just encourage you to maybe take some time to yourself and look at the things that are triggering you right now, all that change, right? Which can be extremely scary and distracting. But you already know exactly where your heart is and where you want to go. Lots of Scorpio, Pisces. There's the moon again in the back. You see that? Here it's illuminated. Enter your vortex, aligning with the infinite abundance. Yeah, don't be afraid. And rainbows, right? Rainbows might be a symbol for you here. Don't be afraid to follow your truth, even though it may look like in the moment a less abundant, financially scary decision. Right? When you are following love and you're following your happiness, that's where, you know, the abundance comes in. That's where you attract everything you need. I'm going to read these all up, right? Karmic purge. Ooh, okay. There we go. Right back to that. What did I say at the beginning? That root chakra, mirror reflections. So this is not being misled by our triggers. Right? I told you that red ribbon that was bounding her wrist and her eyes, keeping her from inaction and seeing the truth that she already knows, right? Truth that she already knows. And letting this karmic cycle go. We got 6, which is love. Also, the devil there, and then 10-10, an ending, accepting the ending and aligning with your truth and the infinite abundance that comes with following that truth. One more. Personal freedom, rebirth. Yeah. Oh, I love it with the butterflies here. And this is where you see kind of the chains attached, and the butterfly is breaking the chain. The butterfly is breaking this karmic cycle. So you are, this pile, like I said at the beginning, this one's already breaking free, right? This karmic cycle is already broken. You're just in the midst of a karmic purge of those last triggers and fears. And this relationship, which is incredibly divinely led and balanced, is going to mirror that back to you, right? Mirror reflections. That's what relationships do. They mirror back our truth and the things that we need to work on. And this person might be mirroring back some things that you need to work on. And that's okay. That's what a good relationship does. But this one's already breaking free. Her chains are already broken. It's just the beginning of that journey. So don't be scared of the fire that you're about to walk through, because that's where we transform. That's where we transform. That's where we turn to gold. That's where love is alchemized and we turn to gold. Right? Thank you, pile 1. Hello, pile 2. You have chosen the King of Wands and the red rose. If you look back at my divine masculine reading from a couple days ago, he came out all in red. So it's pretty easy to say it's a lot of passion here, But if you look at the way this rose is opening, it's still quite tight, right? It's starting to, but we got a little piece falling off, right? And maybe that is some history or some fears that we're still trying to let go of. That was the energy of that last Divine Masculine reading. He was still kind of battling his own limiting beliefs. And that's kind of holding him back from opening up fully, right? But the King of Wands, he's a man of action. And just like our Seeker card there, you can see that triggers are the kind of the yellow and orange energy that he's following, which to me just speak of triggers, right? We go from the root, the sacral chakra, and up the chain there. You can see he's wearing those colors too. So, oh, and even the staff. So I just actually got that. So we have some very similar images here. So definitely big King of Wands energy here. And like I said before, the King of Wands, he is a man of action, right? A man of action, and lots of seeker energy here today. We also have the lions in the background, if that's a sign that you're looking for, the lizard. And he did come out upright, right? So we're in that positive aspect, passionate, action, decision, decisive kind of energy. We are going to pull some more archetype cards to see what other energies that this particular individual is in. And you do not have to be a male or masculine to have been drawn to this pile. A woman can embody this as well. This is can be a woman of action as well, who's on a journey to move forward. But now that I'm looking at it more and more, I definitely get strong triggers, things that are coming up to force this energy forward, right? Force this energy forward. Ooh, okay, this guy's trying to pop out. So we have the shadow aspect of the rescuer. Assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. So this is someone who needs to be needed, right? Someone who needs to be needed. And that in itself is a cycle that sometimes needs to be broken, right? If people need us around, right, they're not going to leave us, right? But we want them to choose us. We want them around and to want us around, right? Someone who's drawn to maybe some damsels in distress, or finds partners who need to be saved as a means to keep us from paying attention to our own healing, right? But with that female there in the little heart buoy, I'm definitely getting someone who needs to be needed and loved, who needs to be needed in love. Guide, light attribute, represents the nature of the divine life, of the divine in life and in yourself, right? Guide. So knowing that you are enough, right? Represents the nature of the divine, yeah. And so the King of Wands, he's also the magician, right, of the tarot. He is a strong manifester. And to me, this is someone who's beginning to manifest the right sort of things and energy, who's being led by his intuition, and who is using his powers for good. And maybe before that was a little bit of manipulation, right? But not anymore. I'm getting not anymore, at least moving towards that direction. The lover. Here we go. Shadow attributes, obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. Okay, there we go. Someone, like I said before, this is someone who needs to be needed, who's very codependent, right? So we've got aspects of codependency here, right? Who are afraid that someone's going to leave them because they're not enough. I'm getting that strongly here. And not that this person's coming out of this, but that you're in this energy, right? That victim codependent, need to be needed, for fear of not being enough. For fear of not being enough. But considering that you're being guided, or that you're embodying the spiritual guide, you see the owl there, which is a messenger from spirit. I'd say this person is beginning to seek truth, right? And that's their own personal truth. That wisdom and understanding that these are their cycles. So this is someone who's definitely seeing this, but maybe hasn't quite broken out of those negative thought patterns yet. I guess we'll do the hermit upright, who is definitely coming out of the introspection to see that. He's become wizened as he kind of delves into those emotions and understanding why. And look at the symmetry of the lanterns, right? This person went inward to identify where these emotions and these behaviors are going through and has identified them, right? And that's the first aspect of overcoming any sort of addiction, addictive behavior, is identifying them. And now they're beginning to come out of that and understand. The Fool up reverse. So fresh start, leap of faith. But reverse like this maybe we haven't taken all the steps necessary to do that, to start that new path. Who's maybe still portraying some foolish, we'll say foolish behaviors, and who isn't quite having faith in their own knowing, right? Their own knowing of that they are enough, or that they have some more issues that need to be addressed, right? Who aren't quite ready to trust that knowing, even though they've identified that this is an issue, right? This is a pattern in their love life. Yeah, knowing. There we go. She just came out in the last one, too. So pile 2, there may be some messages in pile 1 for you as well. So yeah, who's not trusting that knowing, right? The High Priestess, she knows, she understands, she's very intuitive and spiritual. So I'm just getting overall a lack of trust in moving forward in relationships due to, that need to be needed, and making maybe a choice in love that requires them to let go and know that they are enough. I'm going to get a little bit more here. Justice in reverse. Feeling unbalanced. One more. Big energies though, a lot of growth. So much big energy in these piles. Ooh, okay. All right. Cups. Leaving all the past behind and moving forward. So breaking the cycle, right? Where things have been very unfair in the past. And that's maybe causing this particular situation and moving forward to feel a little unbalanced, a little unstable, being afraid of making that choice in love, but knows that all of these choices, all these emotions, all these things from the past, right? They're in the past. He's walking away into the light. His own divinity. Give her guidance here. Being led by spirit and that own inner knowing. So definitely someone who's got some fears here, and that root chakra, right? That fear of abandonment, which definitely came up a little bit in the last pile. So this really could be attached to the pile 1 as well, where things were probably unfair in the past, unbalanced. But that's what happens when you need to be needed and you're afraid of someone leaving you, is you overgive, right? We put our own needs to the side and kind of become martyrs in our relationship. Right? And that's where that cycle continues, where we overgive. And because we don't want people to leave us, but then they end up leaving us because of, they're not the right person. We don't have our needs met, lack of respect. So the good foundation isn't there anyway, right?